All right, guys. Yeah, I need water too, right, Pete? How you doing, brother?
I mean, I need a gallon, really. So.
I know. So I'm going to go to the Q&A. Go to Q&A and post your question, and we're going to go rapid fire, okay? For Jesse Lee, I have an uncle who's in a different network marketing company. Can I and how can I invite him to our company and have this as an additional one?
I'm not a fan of that, to be totally honest. I don't know. Can I just be, okay. I am a big believer in that if you want to be a jack of all trades, then you will be a master of none. And it's not about being a master in the sense of $1 million earner or whatever, but you confuse not only yourself, you confuse your customers, you confuse your prospects. People are like, what company am I joining? Like what? So I would support your uncle and what he's doing. Let your uncle support you. And that's what I would do.
Love it. Yeah, because another people asked, how do you feel about being part of more than one company? So I have the same exact feeling. Pete, what if you've been in for a while and your audience knows? How do you adjust your invite video?
Yeah, so no, that's a great question. So what I would do is if you've been in for a while, that means that there's some things that have happened that you haven't made them aware of. And so a couple of things that you want to do is you want to understand where they're at today, like where they're at today and what is the problems that they're facing in their life today. Like have an idea of what's going on in their world today. And that's really easy through social media. And then the adjustment would not be like, hey, I'm just getting started. The adjustment would be, this is what's happened. And you should speak from a place of more confidence now because of the things that are beginning to happen. And so that's how I would adjust it. And Eric, you can kind of testify. You showed the video on your phone. That's how I first reached out to you, Eric. Like that's not like kind of some thing that I said right there. Like that's how I reached out to Eric is through a video.
Got it. Jesse Lee, how do you go about finding a mentor?
So I love this because there's a difference between a coach and a mentor. So a mentor, as an example, is Eric Worre to me. So I met him. I was in no position to say, can you please coach me? Like I was not there. Okay. And so I decided to consume literally everything that he put out there. And I just became the ultimate student. If he said do an assignment, I did an assignment. That's the mentor-mentee relationship. It's you consume all of their stuff. You listen to everything they say to do. If they say, hey, I'm going live, you're on the live. You don't actually even need a personal relationship with your mentor. And once I had quite frankly earned Eric's time was when I went up to him. I said, just so you know, when I met you, I was making $30,000 a month. It's been 9 months. Now I'm a multiple six-figure a month earner. And he's like, what in the heck did you do? I said, I just did what you said to do. You've been mentoring me. You didn't even know. A coach is different. A coach is do this, but a mentor can offer a lot of the same benefits. And that way you don't need to be the one who's like, oh, I need to jump into this. I need to jump into that. Like there's more podcast, audibles, books, live trainings, posts on the internet, whatever. Like anybody can be your mentor. So find somebody that you're very aligned with and don't question them. I did not call Eric and say, so I just, in this one course of yours, you said that you should, and I just don't know. It doesn't feel like me. So I was just wondering if is there another thing I could? No, there's nothing else to do. You do what Eric says to do if Eric's your mentor. Okay. So that's my opinion on that.
Chime in on that one, Eric. Can I chime in on that one really quick?
Yeah, sure.
Like, hey, a lot of you want to figure out how to get the attention of mentors too. Jesse Lee just spoke about that. And one of the ways to get the attention of a mentor is actually to be a success around their stuff. I'm going to tell you what, the other way to get the attention of a mentor, I'm actually sitting in one of my mentor's offices in Nashville, Eric, right here. One of the other ways to get the attention of the mentor is actually to invest in the mentor. Jesse, you kind of skimmed over that, but you said you got
to do Jesse Lee, Pete.
Jesse Lee, sorry. Jesse Lee, my bad.
There's no shortcuts for this one. Just
No. I get it.
She will find you and
she already did. There's already a hitman out here, Eric. But like you want to get Eric's attention, that's how you do it. Like you actually make an investment in yourself. And it's another way you actually get and shortcut the process of getting to your mentors, Eric.
Yeah, that's a fact. Jesse Lee, I know that there's some people that are watching this right now in the Backstage that are resisting getting a virtual GoPro ticket, just like you resisted getting a six-figure summit ticket. Can you talk to them about why you resisted and what you found when you went ahead and made the decision?
Way to call me out for being cheap. It's fine. But that's really what it is that, and this is in sales too. So it's kind of an event example, but it's also a sales tip for those of you who are trying to sell and, I'm getting price objections, whatever. You've got to see where the value is. And so I did not want to spend $750 on this ticket to a six-figure summit. I thought, what could this man possibly teach me that is not on the internet? And sometimes it's that discomfort that we need more than anything. Me spending $750 at the time was a big purchase for me. And I kept saying, and my upline at the time was like, no, like his events are really good. I'm like, well, you know what? Fine. If I can make $750 back by going, then I'll go. And like, y'all did not know who I was 4 years ago. Some of you didn't know until an hour and a half ago, and you're still trying to recoup yourself, right? Like, I say that because I went to that event, and this is not an exaggeration. This is not hyperbole. This is not hype. In the first 5 minutes, and I literally mean 5 minutes because he did this whole, if you're making $1 million, stay standing thing. My entire life changed. I had way more than $750 of value. And so if you're hesitating, you have to understand and see where the value is. Like, what is it you really need out of that event? Because it's not just Eric. Yes, Eric's amazing. We know that. But some of you literally didn't know who I was until 2 hours ago, I guess now. And you went, oh my God. Well, nothing I really said was like something maybe you haven't heard before or you couldn't find maybe on the internet or whatever, but you related very much to my energy, to my message, to my delivery, to something. Right. And so a lot of the times you'll go to a GoPro and you're like, I swear I've never heard that before. You'll leave that event. And again, I don't ever want to make an income claim. I don't want to whatever, but I was literally making 30 grand a month, which is amazing. Okay. It was amazing. 30 grand a month at the time I met Eric. And it's not an exaggeration that I was able to show him $206,000 9 months later when I met him. It's different. And some of you need to feel a little bit of pain sometimes to make you do stuff. There's no value in free. There just isn't. That's why, like an example, this Backstage, you're really invested in this. These are the people who are super invested because you feel like you've earned this. So it's not only the skill sets, if you ask me, it's also when you bring people, who's the person, like Armand's, I'm obsessed with his story. I said on stage at GoPro, I said, someone in here, and it's probably someone in this Backstage right now. I said, somebody is here right now and they need it. And it is a stretch to pay that money. And I understand that. But somebody in here is the next $1 million annual earner, I swear. And Armand's walked off stage last year at GoPro after he watched me get my $1 million annual trophy the year before. And he came up to me. I had never met him. And he said, thank you. Part of this trophy is because of you. And I said, what are you talking about? I'm like crying because I'm a freaking crybaby. He goes, you pointed up into the rafters. I was broke. You said somebody here is going to do everything it takes to be $1 million a year earner. And I said, when you said it, it's going to be me. And I just followed you quietly for an entire year. And then y'all already know. So I say that to you because it's not just you. You have to bring people. Who's the person who's sick of hearing from you and they're going to hear Tom talk or Pete talk or Eric talk or Fraser talk. I don't know who's speaking, but you're going to hear those people speak.
Well, let me say something. I got to say something about Armand's because you're bringing it up. Thank you for sharing that, Jesse Lee. Guess how many people Armand's is bringing from his team to the virtual GoPro? He already has 3,000 tickets. He's saying, 3,000, and it's growing. I expect that his group is going to have 10,000 tickets by the time it's done. I know 3,000 are already done, and there's a couple thousand more happening soon, and they're just gearing up. So go from seeing that to where how he's leveraging this event, because he understands the power of leverage inside of this event. Cindy Janetti says, I couldn't afford the ticket, but I did it anyway. Congratulations, Cindy. Mildred asks, which one do you prefer, schedule for a Zoom meeting or send a video tool? I'll answer that one. A meeting or an event of any sort is always going to be more effective, but it's not always the easiest to schedule. Okay, so if you are able to get a person into a live Zoom or a live event of any kind, always do that. But if you get resistance or it's difficult to do, then bail to the tool. Okay, so if there's an event to invite to, do that. But you get resistance there, bail to the tool because the tool gives you scale. Both are third party. One's a little more personal. One's a little more focused, right? One's a little less distraction susceptible. So start with event, go to tool. I missed Jesse Lee's actions. Can you please repeat? I don't think I can repeat that. I mean, here's the deal. As soon as this is done, you're going to be able to go up on Facebook on the GoPro challenge page and watch hers, and you could slow it down. You can do it like half speed. So no, she put a lot of words into a half an hour, which was great. And I'm glad she did it because everybody can go back and they can watch it as many times they want over the course of the next 24 hours before that disappears.
Eric, sorry.
Yes.
Can I just add a little bit of what you just
Please.
announced?
Please, Mr. 3,000 tickets.
Guys, the reason why I'm, let's say, encourage, okay, certain people to get the 3,000 tickets, it was because of you, Eric. You remember I was attending that training where you actually, first of all, you said, okay, put the number, how many people you will bring. I put number, I will not going to mention what number it was, but then you said, okay, double it. And then you said, double that one. And then at the end, you said, go bananas. And that's why I said, okay, so this is amount of people that I will bring. And the reason why I did it, because if you are not challenging yourself, then you are not in the right industry. In this industry, you have to challenge yourself. You have to go beyond the stars, because this is where actually all the miracles are happening. So when I'm why I'm guys sharing right now with all these people, 922 people there, one thing that I want to tell you here and now is that when you are thinking about your network, about your people more than you think about your personal check, that's where the miracle is kicking in. Thank you so much.
So you're very welcome. I'm so proud of you. And before you mute yourself out, how many people are you going to have in total by the time it's done 30 days from now? How many? Come on. Inspire the world.
Okay,
big
Eric,
number,
so yeah, let's just leave some curiosity, okay?
Okay, it's a big number. Well, congratulations. Well done. I'm proud of you. Jesse Lee, how do you keep your energy high and upbeat all the time?
So first of all, I talked about this on my podcast that I interviewed, or that Eric interviewed me on, but I'll be totally transparent. Energy is my God-given gift. So my mom said I came out screaming, there's that. But I will tell you, like I mentioned, I'm actually introverted. So I'm actually really quiet. I'm actually really, really to myself. I don't like noise. I don't like loud stuff in general. I'm very to myself. I'm a stare at your wall kind of person, but I can do business extroversion. So I know it might be hard to believe, but that's really true. And so I would just say when I know I need to turn it on, I turn it on. And then, you know, I could go into like a whole health and wellness thing, but I won't. But
yeah, it's just intentional, right? You just decide, okay, it's time to turn it on, and you do.
Yeah.
I love it.
I mean, I've spent enough time with you one-on-one where I'm literally the silent Bob sitting on your
we're
couch.
just hanging out.
Like,
Right. And every once in a while, you just squeak, and I'll know you just got a great little tip that you're going to put into practice. You just go eek, and then you could see her writing like crazy, and she just made an extra $100,000. Pete, what are some of the cheesiest comments? Can you share the cheesy story of the lady?
Oh, you want me to? Yeah, oh, you're asking that the cheesy story of the lady. So yeah. So listen, I was at Eric and I have been connected through Grant. A lot of you know Grant, and so Eric, we were running a training at Grant's office for a workshop where we're teaching people how to communicate. Eric, and literally, well, I'll come back to that. And so what we did is we asked every single person in the room to stand up and give us a 1-minute overview of their 1-minute kind of pitch and how they would go about it. So everybody was standing up, and you know Pat Quinn, he'll be with us on Tuesday. He'll blow people's minds away on Tuesday. Pat and I are kind of looking back and forth, and we kind of got that look like, oh, powerhouse, like Jesse Lee, or, you know, maybe introverted or extroverted, but you were just kind of getting the mindset of everybody so we could then coach them to be much better. And then one girl gets up, probably a dozen people in. There's only 24 people there, Eric. They paid like $10,000 to be in the room, like big investment. And she gets up and says, here's how it goes. Now I remember it. What if I could show you a way to lose weight and make money? And you could literally see everybody's guards go up immediately, like immediately. And you saw the Cardone team in the back kind of like, and everybody knew, but nobody said anything. Well, I felt like I had to say something, Eric, to her. So right when she got done, I said, are you in a network marketing company? And she said, yeah. How did you know? I'm like, how did I know? How did not? And then everybody goes, we all knew. Like, and I felt terrible because that wasn't my intention. My intention is we literally make the wall go up a lot faster by saying things such as that. And so, Eric, I'm telling you, it began to simply transform from that. I've asked Grant for the before and after. And Eric, if I get it, I'm going to put it in your hands. But the after was transformational. When she got up and actually had to present later in the day, she actually led with the story of being overweight her entire life and how she was bullied around it, and then connected that to her company. And Eric, it literally shifted the atmosphere. People in that room got goosebumps, and a couple of people actually cried. What's the difference before the before and after? Obviously some training, but an understanding of not to be cheesy. And Eric, what we do in that workshop day, that's actually what's included in the Communicate to Convert Masterclass. It's literally Pat Quinn and I doing it in a more condensed version to help people go from a before to after and be more powerful so that they can convert. So
and that's what we want each of you to be able to do, is to get rid of the cliches, that the dog whistles, the network marketing dog whistles, that as soon as you open your mouth, they go, hey, wait a minute, is this one of those things? If you can learn how to tell your story effectively, and Pete's course hopefully introduced you to that, and you're going to get that when you get your GoPro ticket. You'll get a copy of this course, this whole Communicate to Convert course, which is going to teach you specifically how to tell that story. Also, just so you know, Pete's going to be training at the virtual GoPro. Jesse Lee's going to be training at the virtual GoPro. She didn't know that yet, but so now she knows. At the virtual GoPro, you're going to be getting more value from both of them as we get closer to this.
Hey, Eric, two or three people mentioned they're like, the bonuses look like it's not for the general admission or for the VIP. The bonuses, if I'm understanding right, Eric, they're for every level, right?
Yeah, bonuses are for everybody. All the extra courses, Pete's course, Jesse Lee's scripts, all that's for every level. The additional benefits of VIP and Platinum are also listed there, but it's okay. It's okay. Micah asks, where do we find the documentary, The Rise of the Entrepreneur? If you go to the GoPro Recruiting Challenge Facebook page, go to announcements and scroll through the announcements. It was posted pretty early when the page was created. You'll find in the announcements, you'll find the documentary, you'll find the list builder download, you'll find the social media posting calendar that you can download, you'll find a preparation training. So, and the text shortcut that Jesse Lee, we'll send that out to all the people who have tickets by the end of today. You've got till like midnight tonight to get your Virtual Go Pro ticket. And then we will send out her scripts to everybody, as well as we'll get the Communicate to Convert. Give us a little time to be able to get you the Communicate to Convert course, but we'll get that to you. Okay. Jesse Lee, you focus on search people in social media to connect, or do you focus on producing content to attract people?
So I am a value girl all day long. So that's why I had you guys do those. What are your 5 things? I had you do that very intentionally because those are the things you actually know. Those are the things you actually could train on, could actually talk about, could actually offer value around. So, and some of it might be mom stuff. Like you can, because I kind of like ragged on moms for a minute there, like not in a bad way. You guys were there. You know what I'm trying to say. But a lot of that, it can be little tips and tricks and things like that on how to parent. It could be value, value, value. And so I built my following, some of it when I was new and going live. And for those of you who don't know, I went live over 700 days in a row when it was crickets. And I want to say that it wasn't always crickets for 700 days, but I want to say that to you because just because you hear crickets doesn't mean that nobody's listening. And I know some of you right now are emotional in your business and you need me to say that to you. You need to keep going. I went live for over 700 days. And for the first, I don't even know how many days, it was stuff like, so here's an eyebrow tutorial. Cause like, let's talk about them. They're perfect. I know. And then one was like, here's my daily makeup. And then one was like, okay, hi, how are you? Here's my dogs. These are their names. Here's their rescue stories. Like it wasn't, hey, hello. Hey, #Basslee. Like that human did not exist. And it's almost for some of you, if I can give you a tip on that in general with the leading with value, is some of you maybe need to create an alter ego. You know, I guess that's the best way to probably explain the introversion, extroversion, is that Jessie Lee is a really soft, feminine, lovey-dovey introvert. And then Boss Lee is this mega alpha, way out there. You think it's a blue personality, like, wah! It's an alter ego because I know the attraction is there. And so can you create that person inside of you when you are on social media? Can you show up as that? And then what is the value inside of that? Maybe it is makeup tutorials. Maybe it is a hair tutorial. Maybe it is teaching people how to trade if there's Forex people on here. Maybe it is like, I don't know, but adding value that is not always around your product is really how my brand was built. Because when you show value and you're not stingy with what you know, then people learn to trust you. Like if somebody likes a pair of glasses I wear, I'll tell you where I got them from. I don't have to give you an affiliate link. So I build all this value. Where did you get your shorts from? I tell them. Where did you get your shirt from? I tell them. Where is this restaurant? I tell them. I don't say, use code BOSSLEE10 for 20% off. Like I just lead with value constantly so that when somebody sees my product, if I do show my product, I feel like it's almost like, oh my God, I need to buy something. She teaches me so much. So like I put out the podcast because I was like, I want to be able to help people, but I'm not trying to sell you. I say in the episodes, I'm like, no. This is about how do you build network marketing? Listen, that's it. And then the value, you will, like I said in my big training, lead with the leads. The sales will come, but it's the value add.
So some people are asking, so how do I get my question answered? We try and cover as many as we can. We obviously can't hit 900 questions in a half an hour backstage, but I'm trying to get a kind of a fair representation and answer as many as we can answer quickly to you. So hopefully over the 7 days, we'll get to everybody, that is persistent. Keep putting them in there and we'll answer it. I'm not looking in the chat. So, I'm looking in the Q&A. If you want to get a question, put it into the Q&A. Helga Dahlia asks, during the preparation training video you did, we started our list and had to reconnect with conversations, warm the list, not the business. What's the next steps with the conversations we started? I'm going to show you that tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'm going to show you how to stay connected, how to bridge the personal with telling a story and making an invitation. Very simple training. Very simple process. I will give it to you step by step tomorrow. So make sure you're tuned in for that. It's going to be amazing. Hannah, what is the line between, to Jessie Lee, what is the line between being active, open, and honest about my company and product and being pitchy on social media?
Okay, so this is actually sort of an interesting pivot I've made probably in the last 2 months. So I'm excited to chat about it. I was very heavy attraction marketing because when I entered the profession in 2015, everybody was attraction marketing. Attract, 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 attract. And don't misunderstand anything I'm saying. You need to attract people, and that comes with value. But this whole heavy pitching, salesy, I don't think works very well. And on the flip side, I think all it took was one recruit for me who joined a leg in our business, but way underneath, who went, oh my God, I didn't even know you were in that company. And I went, what? I'm the number one earner. What do you mean you didn't know? For me to go, okay, hold on a second, little heavy on the attraction. Maybe not enough. This is what I do. And so I like a ratio called 4-2-1, which is just all that fun stuff about you that I had you write down. 4 days of the week, just post about your life. Post about things you love. Post about things that make you happy. Post motivational quotes. Post religious quotes, like scripture. Post whatever. Your shoes. I don't know. 2 days of the week, like kind of alluding to the idea that there is a business. And then the one is just like kind of spank them and say, hey, I got something here. And I just started kind of following a ratio. I've upped my social media a lot. So 4-2-1 is really actually a ratio. And so if I'm posting 4 times a day on Instagram, that means basically every other day I'm posting about opportunity, or I'm posting about my product at least. And I say that to you to say, you're not going to be a slime ball to anybody if you are leading with value. Nobody is going to be shocked that you're selling something of value if in between that you're motivating, you're inspiring, you're giving them hope, you know, whatever that is. You're funny, you're enjoyable, whatever it is. But the stuff where people are posting their hyperlink, no, that's never going to work in 2020. Okay, never. The scamming that was happening on the main feed, it literally will never work. But I think that if you can show people really who you are as a person, they will connect deeply with you. And from there, the ripple effect of your business will grow. But I think sometimes we get in our heads, and when you're in your head, you're dead. We all know that saying. We get in our heads and we think, oh my gosh, if I talk about my business more than once every 2 months, then people are just going to be turned away. I said it when I was training earlier, guys. There's more people. I mean, you cannot post too much on social media. You cannot. Like we've mentioned Grant Cardone a couple of times on here. The man posts on social media 480 times a day. But like he's got an empire worth over $1 billion. So maybe there's some clues being left in the success. So I hope that answered the question.
Pete, what would you do to deal with people who do not really know what they want? You just suggest to go next. I mean, I guess when talking to prospects, they're asking. Fedor's asking.
Yeah, if they don't know what they want, that's actually a great position. That means they're searching, like they're trying to figure out what they want. Like if they don't know what they want, that means they're in some type of search. And so I would be thinking about what is my video or what is my reach out to connect with somebody who's searching. And how you do that is you tie back to when you were searching. And so you got to be congruent with what you talk about in conjunction with them. And a lot of the times we just think there's, and there is a script, like there's a script to be used, but there's also a human on the other side. And so when you really begin to understand the human on the other side and the thing that they're dealing with, if that were me, and by the way, Eric, I was a recruiting machine as I was in the industry, like literally was a recruiting machine. If that were me, I would be talking about the search that I was on and not knowing what I wanted. And now what happened as a result of finding what I found. Like that's how I would deal with somebody like that, Eric.
Right. Totally got it. Well, listen, let me tell you what I'm going to do. There's a bunch of people saying, you know, hey, I've been asking questions. I haven't been able to get any answers. And it's hard when we have 900 people, but we want to provide extra value. Those who are sitting on the panelist side, you're welcome to hang out as long as you want. And those who are backstage, you're welcome to hang out as long as you want. I'm going to stay here and answer all the questions. Okay. Everything that's in the Q&A, I'm going to answer all the questions. If anybody else wants to hang out and help me answer them, that's fine. You're certainly not obligated to do so. So I'm just going to go through, I appreciate everybody that's in this VIP, that you believe in this group and that you've been promoting all of this stuff. So I'm going to just go through and answer all of them that were asked today. So I'm just going to start. Everybody else, feel free to excuse yourself. I know you got work to do. I know you got stuff to do. And if those of you who don't want to hang out for all of it, you don't need to hang out for all of it. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go. Here we go. The replay, people are asking about replay. It's available for 24 hours. You can find the replay inside of the Facebook challenge group in announcements. You'll find it there. Wherever you watched it, you can also find it there, but it disappears 24 hours after it plays. So all this training today with Pete and with Jesse Lee, if you want people to see it, you better share it now. Make sure that you tag somebody in the comments, even if it's on replay. Make sure that they watch this because it's worth a lot of money, what was just shared with you, including the ability to get tickets to this event and get the bonuses attached to those. Pete, since you're still here, do you send the message to a person only, personal DM, then use one for a post or social access? Thank you, sir. Shane asks.
Yeah, Eric, if you're cool, I'll do a fireworks, Eric. I'll show you. I've done a few backstages. And so, Eric, yes, I send it personally. Like, I don't think being generic, I think that makes it really, really difficult, Eric, when you're generic. And so, yeah, I do send video messages personally. And I got to tell you, it really, really, really gets people's attention. It really, really gets people's attention, Eric. So, Eric, you mind if I take a shot at 5 with my name and get it done in 2 minutes, a few minutes? Hey, if you got a ticket a month ago, you get this too, Kevin Nass. Fedor asked Pete, would you deal with people who do not really know what they want or suggest to just go to the next? No, I would definitely. I already answered that. Somebody said they purchased the Backstage. You do. Can you upgrade the virtual? Virtual and the Backstage are two completely different things, guys. So they're two completely different things. I'm just going to answer the ones with my name on them. I'm scrolling down on my phone, Eric, because that's what Eric does, guys. Like, he over delivers. Like, he over delivers. You can upgrade to a GoPro ticket later, guys, for sure. Like, if you haven't gotten one, Jasmine, you can upgrade to one later for sure. The script, Ninky, that I did, the script, you just go back and watch the replay later. But if you got a ticket to GoPro, you'll actually get the script in the course. And if you haven't, I would go back and watch the replay later. Amy, I don't name my company in my script. I don't really talk about my company in my script because I try to make it personal. I try to connect with them. So when I reached out to Eric, I didn't talk about my company in my script. I don't recommend it. William, I appreciate this question. What were your habits that you developed to help overcome your negative internal talk? The problem why we don't even ever get to what our internal negative talk is. And Tom, I appreciate that energy you gave today. I saw it. I know. I can't wait to hear you share. Is you never sit down to think about what your negative thoughts are. You're too busy moving to ever think. And so I have a routine. Eric, mine's not as cool as Brendan's or Marie's, but I do have a routine to see what are the reoccurring negative thoughts that are popping up in my mind. When you're walking in the subconscious and never thinking about that, they're never going to come to you. But when you sit down for 5 or 10 minutes, it'll be amazing to see the reoccurring negative thoughts. That's what you have to begin to do, is actually sit down and start thinking about the thoughts. Eric, I think all of the speaker bonuses, Eric, it's a couple of weeks before the speaker bonuses are given because
we have to organize them all and to be able to send them to you. But they're all coming.
They're all coming.
We're doing this. We're doing this kind of in real time. So it's a lot to organize, but we'll get it to you.
And Eric, just so Backstage can answer in the group, I want to speak to that. So listen, these speaker bonuses are real products. They're real products that people really charge money for. And so there's a whole technical link setting up to make sure that you guys actually get it for free and don't have to pay for that. So it'll be a few weeks before you get the speaker bonuses. I know that because I'm going to be the one helping deal with that, Eric. There's probably 5 or 6 or 7 questions around that, Eric. So I just wanted to tackle that. So there you go, Eric. I'm not done, but there's 8 or 9 in 3 minutes.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Tarika Carlock. I haven't seen any winners announced the whole week. We announce the winners inside of the GoPro challenge page, and then we post those into the announcements. So you can find the winners in the announcements of the challenge page on Facebook. Okay. And then, yes, we reach out and contact those winners. So it's saved there. Amanda asks, what is the most people I can reach out to each day on Facebook without getting in trouble? Jesse Lee, how many people can you reach out to without getting in trouble?
So I know he's listening, but hello, Mark Zuckerberg. I love you. I appreciate you. We are best friends forever. Okay. So I actually have a shirt that literally says Facebook jail, repeat inmate. Okay. But that allows me to figure out little hacks. So there's a few things, and that is another reason why I taught you today to get fit. Because if you are working 3 different platforms, then when something locks you up, you're able to jump over to something else. The other things you need to be cognizant of are do not continually use the same scripts. So I want to say that to you because some of you are like, but I thought you said you say that. No. Like even changing little words, little emojis, responding different ways, etc., that will save you from a life of Facebook hell. Now, every single platform will lock you up. Okay. You can get sent to Facebook jail, as I call it, for sharing your videos too much, but you should still be your biggest fan and share all your videos everywhere. Hello. Did you write it down? That's some backstage stuff right there. Okay. Like I am Jesse Lee's biggest fan. I know some of you think you are, but like I'm actually a little obsessed with myself. No, I'm kidding. But I share everything. I'm in so many different groups and I'm like, oh, I just did a banger live, share 120 times. I mean, why not? I'm going to be my biggest promoter, but then you'll get locked up for a couple of days and usually you'll get locked up for like an hour. So like slow down. When you get the little warning, usually it's just a little red dot. That's when you go to Instagram. Okay. After you get the alert that says, oh, you can no longer send messages here. You're like, all right, tickety-tackety, here we go. And you get up in the TikTok and you do it all over again. And then TikTok will lock you up. I think you can respond to like 150 DMs that are in your message requests before it shuts you down. And then you're shut down for 12 hours. But like, if you're rotating them, if you're getting fit, like we talked about today, if you're doing that, it doesn't matter that Facebook's being funny. You can go to other platforms, but don't be a spam artist, right? Don't use links. They don't like links. Big little Facebook tip, Facebook and YouTube have different owners. So if I were you, I would never put a YouTube link in anything of Facebook's. You'll start to get shadow banned, just like a little extra Jesse Lee tip. There's all kinds of little hacks and stuff like that, but try to just do different activities. So maybe 15 minutes on follow-up scripts, 15 minutes on closing scripts, 15 minutes on prospecting, 15 minutes on commenting on people's posts on your wall, 15 minutes of going to their wall and commenting on their posts. I think if you do a ton of different activities, then you're going to find yourself to be fine. And I do not use LinkedIn. I see
how long does it usually take when you get put in jail? How long does it take before you get out?
Yeah. So again, that's going to depend on how many times you go to jail. So for some, you get an hour-long ban. It's fine. Then if you do the same thing again, because let's say it unlocks you after an hour and then you're like, yes, I'm unlocked. And then you're like, script. Then you're going to be blocked for 12 hours. And then it's been 12 hours. Yeah. Script. Then you might get your Facebook shut down for 24 hours, like literally no page. So then people are on your Instagram. It could be an interesting attraction tool, I suppose. Oh my God, did you delete your Facebook? Did you block me? So, whatever. But Try to rotate your daily methods of operation, your income producing activities. If you rotate everything you're doing, then you're not going to get locked up as much. And so I know this is maybe a little bit advanced on the social media, but I feel like we need to talk about it more as a profession, because social media it's the COVID way. So we're forced to learn these kinds of things and make little tiny pivots. You can do that by introducing a new platform. You can do that by introducing different ways to speak to people. You can do that by using watch parties instead of just normal lives. There's a lot of little different nuances you can utilize so that you are not stuck in, I'm locked up, I can't work my business, kind of.
And having multiple platforms is also going to help. I would also say, if you don't get at least slapped, if you've never gotten slapped, you're probably not active enough. You probably.
Oh, for sure. Can I give another little thing with that?
Yeah.
I'll give another little tip with that. 100% agree with that. He just said, if you've never been locked up, you're not doing it enough. If you have no idea what Facebook jail is, you've never worked a full day as a network marketer. I love y'all. Okay. You have never actually worked a day as a network marketer. Back to what Eric said yesterday. How much would you pay you for what you've done in the last month? Like when Eric said that, I was like, man, I'd be doubling my money. I work hard. But here's what I do, because there are times that I go viral. And when I go viral, I do get locked up everywhere. Okay. I really do. I'll be in special kind of hell, which is when you go use your live video. Live video is the most underrated follow-up tool on the internet. Okay. Those are the people who shop anyway. Those are the people that find your link tree in your bio anyway, because they're obsessed with you in like a good way, not like a creepy, like show up at your house kind of obsession way. Like they love you. They're becoming raving fans. And for me, I utilize live video like crazy. I do trio lives pretty much at all times. I'm live on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok like 10 hours a day. Because if I'm locked up, I can say, oh my gosh, by the way, who has been trying to order? Who is waiting for that DM back? Like, it's you, Tom, isn't it, Tom? I am not meaning to ignore you, but I am in a special kind of hell. So let me tell you right now on this live, let me tell you how to order. So here's the website you're going to go to, www.networkmarketingprosbestever.com. Okay. And then you're going to get your order. Okay. It's in the bio, just the link tree. What do you need? Okay. So here's the best things to order. So I know I would love to DM you guys back, but I literally am in jail. And that human side, I think that the lack of live videos is a little alarming, because what I love about live video is you can't fake it. Right? You literally can't fake it. So people determine pretty much immediately, oh my God, like that's my girl. That is my girl. I want to go watch her. I want to watch the Big Brother Jessie Lee show. Right? Because they go, oh my God, like I know who she is as a person. I'm very comfortable buying with her. So when you get locked up, when you cannot DM, when you cannot go live or not go live, when you cannot message back, when you're in commenting jail. Oh yeah, there's commenting jails. There's jails for everything. When you can't do anything, you can still go live. You can still go live. So you can do all of the follow-up right there. You could even make the title. Let's be smart about it. Come on, professional network marketers. Make the title something like, I'm locked up. Or no, even better. I'm in prison, all in caps. You'll get some viewers. Okay, I'm in prison. And then you can go ahead and just talk to them. Talk to your people. They're like, oh my gosh, I didn't know the jailhouse had Wi-Fi, right? And then it's the whole thing. So I'm just trying to say what you may perceive as follow-up is not necessarily the only way to follow up. That's all I'm trying to say.
Me and my team were locked up like 7 times over the course of the last week. We added 218,000 people to a group in 7 days, and that's not normal. So they were literally blocking us from approving people because we approved too many people. So it's like, what do you want us to do? Not approve them? So you can appeal for some of this stuff. How do I inquire about the prize I won? Cecil asks, Cecil, congratulations. You either find it inside of the announcements inside the GoPro Challenge page or email support@Network Marketing Pro. If you have any questions, email support@networkmarketingpro.com. If you have any issues, Tanya Wise has a question about a payment that she made. Support@Network Marketing Pro can help you. Can we upgrade to platinum later this month if we already joined the event? If we already got a virtual GoPro ticket? Caroline Small asks, yes, you can, no problem. It's easy to upgrade and we'll help you do that. Support@networkmarketingpro.com can help you when you're ready. If we bought what do we have to do to get the bonuses? If you haven't received your bonuses, check your spam folders and everything else. If you've already bought your ticket, because you should have them delivered to you. If they're not, for whatever reason, support@networkmarketingpro.com. Jesse Lee, give a quick, will you send these via email? I bought a ticket days ago. Yes. Linda S., check your email. Jesse Lee, quickly give everybody your DMO.
Okay, let's just scare everybody. Okay, my general training on DMOs is the following. Everybody go pay attention to what your biggest return on investment is. Okay? We all have different things that bring us a lot of income and attraction in our business. And so when you start to identify what those are, you can build your DMO. Now, mine, I might be a little bit on the psychopathic work ethic side, but I will tell you my daily method of operation, I'm up every single day, no later than 6:45 in the morning. I don't play with that. Okay. I am up. I am drinking a ton of water. I am moving my body. I am listening to some kind of personal development while I like lollygag around with my dogs. Okay. I take my products, which if you are in a product-based company and you're not using your products every day, here's your sign, right? That might be why you're having some issues over there. All right. So I'm super consistent with that. Every single day though, I wake up and I send out gratitude messages right off the bat. I do 5 every single day to team members. And that's also when I like to do I do these little, they're like 5-minute, not even, they're like 30-second for the most part, phone calls where I call people in the organization that are probably feeling unseen because they're not high performers. And I just make everybody feel welcome and appreciated. Now our organization is very large. So there is that. So just 5 a day. Most of the time it's just me saying, hey, Cindy, just want to give you a phone call and tell you I appreciate you. I see you. I'm thankful you're on the team. Are there any questions I can answer for you? And like Cindy is so flabbergasted that her multi-million-dollar, #1 earner is is calling her. She's like, blah, 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 nope. No questions here. Okay. And then she hangs up, she screenshots. I got a phone call from Jesse Lee, like day is basically made. And when you give that kind of gratitude out, it just comes pouring back and my whole day is lit up. Then I start on Instagram inbox. I start to hammer through because I clear out my inboxes every single day. I do have virtual assistants as well. So that's like a separate thing. They tend to work through the night. And then I wake up to close people. So I do Instagram, then I hit TikTok, then I hit Facebook before 9 a.m. because at 9 a.m., I mean, guys, we're not even... I'm telling you, okay? You don't need to do all this, but maybe do some of it. I don't know. So no, now we're at 9 a.m.
Hold on. So Jesse Lee, no income claims here. We're in a private group. We're not trying to recruit anybody. How much money are you going to make this year?
I will cross $4 million this year.
$4 million in earnings this year. Okay. So she's giving you a $4 million daily method of operation. She's not giving you a $300 a month part-time daily method of operation. She trains that to her people, but if you want to know what hers is to make 4 million and growing, then that's what she's giving you. And it's all stuff you could do, not whether or not you're going to do it is up to you. But I mean, we don't even need to go any farther than that. I think that's enough to just give people a taste of here's the thing. If you have big goals and aspirations, you're going to do more stuff. If you have smaller goals and smaller aspirations, you're going to do smaller stuff. And that's okay. Either one of these things is okay. So let me bang through some more questions. What is your thought on recruiting customers first with the intention of converting them to distributors? That's probably the biggest trend in network marketing right now that's working, is bringing people in as customers, has satisfied customers, and then staying in relationship with them to convert them into distributors over time. The old school would sign up customers and forget about them and not stay in communication with them. The new school signs up customers and those become like premium prospects. So you stay in communication in a different way and you convert them regularly in order to be able to help them become distributors. If they don't know you, do you still need a third party? Yes, because even not knowing you, they're looking at you however they got connected. Third party's always good for your prospects. If you are in the video that is presenting, is it okay to send it to your prospects, or do you need to find another one in order to be the third party? I've been in the video my whole career. Usually it's not a great idea for my own recruiting results because it sets a standard that they can't live up to. Usually I'd like to try and use somebody else in order to be able to bring the information than myself for my personal prospects. Jesse Lee, do you post instantly or do you plan for the week or the month? How much time does it take you to post?
I am like the queen of authenticity. So I post as soon as I feel it. And I will tell you, Stormy, who you will hear from later this week, she has lit like some kind of, I found out how much money she was making and I just got angry, which is very healthy for me. I don't mean it in an aggressive way. I just mean it in I'm a competitor way. And so she simply said, I post 4 to 6 times a day on Instagram. And I said, say less. So my posting, I'm not pre-thinking anything. It's a legitimate day in the life. This is what I'm doing. This is what I have to do. This is what's going on in my life. Okay, Christmas trees are going up and my house, like Santa's about to get lost at my house. So let me show people how crazy my house is looking for Christmas. Let me post that. Okay, I'm tired. Let's be real and post about that. Okay, now I'm with my dogs. Let me post that. And I think that if you will start showing people, I learned this from Eric, if you show people what it actually takes to build a business, people are not deterred by it. They are inspired by it. You know, I mean, even just reading the chat, we cut you off at 9 a.m. in the DMO and nobody was like, oh, screw that. I'm quitting network marketing. That's a lot of work. You guys are like, oh yeah, give me more. You're like foaming at the mouth. You're inspired, right? And it's no different on your social. So whatever's going on, good, bad, ugly, you know, I don't cuss on social media. I'm not negative on social media, but I am very real on social media because when you're in business with me, just like hopefully when people are in business with you, they know what they're getting. They know who Brian is. They know who Armand is. They know who Ann is. There's no questioning that. And so I don't like the idea of pre-posting stuff unless it's going to be something like you want to make sure you post maybe a Bible scripture every day because that's who you are. Or maybe you're an 8 a.m., gratitude quote kind of person. I've got no problem with that. But if you're trying to build a brand and build real, true raving fan followers, which is, I mean, the jacket I was wearing is literally made by somebody in the Lee Hive. It's just the Lee Hive. Like I didn't come up with this. The fans came up with this. Nobody's going to join the Lee Hive. It's not like a thing. It's not like anything you can join. Okay. I mean, like, it's just like fans, right? But like, nobody's going to join the Lee Hive if they don't know who Jesse Lee really is. So nobody's going to, you're going to have a recruiting issue if everything looks too good. Write that down.
Yep. All right. Jasmine asks, is there a discount for us? No, but there's extra value for you. You're experiencing it right now. You get tons of extra value during this whole challenge. Fabian asks, would you work with cold market on social media? Absolutely. How do you increase followers on TikTok? I would just tell you, do it. Be willing to be messy. Be willing to be uncomfortable. You'll learn as you go, and follow people who are good at getting followers on TikTok, and you'll learn what they're doing. How do you feel about being part of more than one MLM company? I've never seen it work in 32 years. I would highly recommend against it. I don't understand that question. We already answered that. I need tips on the 1-minute video. You're talking about like Pete's video? I'm not sure what you're talking about, Brandy, but you can let me know. Jesse Lee, what third-party tool do you use to enroll prospects on social media? You use any third-party tools?
The only time I ever use a third party, like meaning like I have videos, of course, that I connect people to. If it's somebody who's super, super, super analytical, I bring in Lisa Grossman. Yeah, she would be.
So you bring in your upline as third party and you use videos.
Yeah.
Okay, I would recommend both of those things. How do you efficiently onboard everybody when you're recruiting so many? Haley asks.
So I learned this from Eric's mastermind, and Fraser Brooks came on. I'm like your biggest hype man. Like, wow, what do you want me to pitch about next? Good Lord, like unintentionally, you know. But anyway, so I am a huge fan of ManyChat. I built out a ManyChat robot with some of our biggest leaders about 15 months ago. Maybe that call was or something.
ManyChat, just so you know, ManyChat is a Facebook Messenger bot program that you could subscribe to. Go ahead.
And so literally as soon as you join, you get a text message, which is literally from me, but it has a script in which you start your robot onboarding. And so through that, they have to keep coming back to me after they complete an assignment for a new password. So assignment, password, assignment, password, assignment, password. And it's self-paced. And it also self-selects. So anybody can be a kidnapper in any company, but I want to know who wants to build. Like if you, like the very first task after watching a quick little video is send me 2 names of people that you can reach out to and ask them to watch a quick video. Ask them to watch a quick video because you're grateful for them and they love you. Just 2 people. So they go out and they find 2 people and they send me the names because I'm the sponsor. And I send them the first password. There you go. Next step of your onboarding. Next step of your onboarding. And then from that to complete the bot, it's like 15 steps. You're literally onboarded into the business. It's like you went to, you know, training at Microsoft or something. You literally have completely onboarded. You know how to run a business by the time you're done the ManyChat robot. And then at the end of that, it opens up a segment if you're direct to me, where then it's like, all right, here you go. Now you open a whole separate, you know, then there's extra, you know, things. I don't want to, whatever. I don't know. I don't want to be like, I don't know. But like then there's extra stuff that they get access to as well. So, but the robot has basically saved my entire life because I mean, I'm literally averaging, I guess, 12 people a day I'm personally enrolling. And then from there, you know, you find out who really wants to build.
If you're new and you haven't made money yet, use third party. Jenny Allen asks, use third party as much as you possibly can. Invite people to third party events and third party tools and to your upline. Anytime you don't have credibility, borrow the credibility from other people. Pete's story braid, go back and watch the replay on the story braid, Augusto, to go from heart to head. He'll explain that and the course that you're going to get as a bonus when you get your GoPro ticket. Can I use a profile page instead of a personal page? I'm assuming you're saying business page instead of a personal page on Facebook. Most of my Facebook friends don't like what I post. I'm a bit of a truther. You will, if you're a truther, you're going to attract your truther friends. But if you want to go deep on some controversial subject, create a page on it. I would recommend that you create a page on it. Some people say don't be controversial at all because you don't want to alienate your audience. Some people say be very controversial because you'll naturally attract your natural audience and they'll be more enthusiastic with you. I think the jury's out on which follow your heart on that. Astrid, I don't really understand your question. If you could ask again. Jesse, do you have your Instagram and Facebook posts and stories linked? Ebony's asking.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Annette is asking, my question, if we cannot fly those days to Las Vegas, this is a virtual event, virtual GoPro. We're going to deliver this event to your home with the coolest virtual studio in the history of the world, a $20 million studio. You're going to be able to see this, interact. It's two-way. It's not like a 3-day Zoom call, believe me, even though that would be valuable. we're going to deliver this directly to you, Annette. The only time you need to ask whether or not you're willing to fly to Vegas is if you're going to get a platinum ticket, come to our home and be backstage during the actual event, December 11, 12, and 13. For cold and warm market, how do you know when a good time to ask someone to find out if they're open to taking a look at your opportunity? Dana is asking, and Dana, you'll find a gap. There's always a gap. If you ask questions, there's always a gap to be able to either answer that question or ask that question, or to call them up out of the blue and say, you know what, we've been talking and I have this intuition about you. And maybe I'm off, but I've got this project. And if would you to be able to share the information? Melissa is asking, where are we seeing replays? You're going to see the replay of the challenge itself inside of the GoPro challenge page. Backstage, we are recording these. We are editing them. We're putting them on a platform called Kajabi, and we will be getting you a link to be able to watch the replays. Jessica already gave the personal to business ratio formula. How do I make sure I have my question seen? Brandon, I can see your question. I just need to post it here in the Q&A so I can see it. If it's in chat, I can't get to it. There's too many in chat, but I'm seeing them in Q&A. How do you recommend posting your story when you haven't gone anywhere yet in your company? Post your story of what it is, what you're doing, and your hopes and dreams. And it doesn't have to be about results. It just has to be about how you feel about the future, how you feel about how proud you are about taking action. How do you
agree with that. And also, I think you can also utilize stories from other people as well. So I was always a really big fan of
other people's stories,
collecting real stories of real people that are in your business, an upline, a sideline, a crossline, a downline. Even if you don't have a story yet, sometimes that's the most inspiring thing of all anyway.
Right. How do you get people to share their needs so you can invite them based upon their need? Ask them questions about themselves. If you talk to people about themselves and if you ask questions about them, you will find out what their needs are. And then you can ask more information about those needs. And once you get clarity as to what they're really looking for, then you can offer up a solution. If I had a solution to that problem, would you be willing to take a look? Very simple. How do you determine, or what is your criteria to take in a new mentee? If they're willing, they're coachable, and they're hungry. If they're willing, coachable, and hungry, and they follow assignments, they don't just say it, but they actually do it. They're willing, coachable, and hungry. I will work with people forever. If I'm in your shoes, I would work with people forever if they're willing, coachable, and hungry. If they're not those three, I don't spend any personal time with them at all. Cheesy sayings, we already got that. Jesse Lee, do you reply to all messages, even if you have 1,000 comments on your post?
Yes, like I'm almost done thanking you all for being on. There's only 97 left now. I've been doing it for the last 3 hours. So yeah, no, I mean, how else are you going to build a business? You know,
right.
It's stunning to me. You think people are just going to fall into your back office and find your link? No. It's relationship marketing in 2020. They want to talk to you, talk to these people.
What mental exercise do you use to cut negative thoughts? Surround yourself with people who think bigger and more positively than yourself. That's the best exercise I know. And if you don't have any of those people, surround yourself with virtual, whether it's videos, audio, just program your mind through books and audio and video. Create an environment that is reminding you of your greatness versus reminding you of what could go wrong. How do you keep your focus on using social media and not being addicted to it and having it use you? Jesse Lee, answer that one.
I don't consume any social media at all. Literally at all. I don't know what's going on in Brian's life, and I love Brian. I don't know what's going on in Eric's life, and I love Eric. I don't know what's going on in anybody's life until I see you in person, and then we actually talk. I am a content creator. I am not a content consumer. And if you don't know this, there is no bottom to Instagram. There is no bottom to the Facebook timeline. The For You page on TikTok, there is always something for you. Okay. It doesn't end. So I don't know. And I think that is one of the best ways to not like yourself is to look at what everybody else is doing and play the gigantic comparison game of, oh, I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough. Well, you need to also unfollow people that make you not feel good enough to begin with. But I don't know what anybody else is doing. I'm too busy creating content.
Jessie Lee, do you use LinkedIn?
I have a LinkedIn. I do not use LinkedIn.
Yeah, you're getting too much results with the others. I'm going to go for another 10 minutes and answer as many as I can. There's literally as many. We've answered 148 questions. So pretty good, I think, as far as getting an overview. I'll go for another 10 minutes and then we'll start again tomorrow. And I'm going to start with the first question tomorrow inside the VIP. So get into Q&A right away if you want your questions answered for tomorrow. I just want to give you as much value as we can possibly give you during this challenge and through this whole thing. And I do hope that you got your virtual GoPro ticket. And you're going to learn more about that as we go through the week. A lot of people gotten their ticket today. It's going to be amazing. So yesterday, Darlene says we were supposed to point about our childhood dreams. I'm getting answers like a nurse, a motocross driver. Where do I go with that? I think I missed the point of the assignment. Just communicate with them and say, wow, that's really cool. Here's mine. And just start a little DM conversation. It's just a tool for you to be able to start more conversations with more people and then keep the conversations going. And somewhere in those conversations, there'll be an opportunity for you to make an invitation to be able to educate that person. So don't overthink it. Just say, wow, that's really cool. You know, here was mine or whatever, but take it off of the feed and take it into your DMs and into Messenger and text and whatever. Tony asks, with so many people to connect with, how do you drill down to the most important prospects? I don't think there's such a thing as most important. I think give me somebody who's dissatisfied, somebody who is coachable, somebody who's willing, somebody who is hungry, and I don't care. I mean, that's what's important to me. I mean, there's no such thing as somebody who's going to be a bigger shot. Somebody still, well, should I look for teachers? Should I look for business people? You know, should I look for people who know a lot? Should I try and recruit influencers? Yeah, maybe. But show me somebody who's just been hiding their whole life that's ready to change their life. They're willing, coachable, and hungry. I'll take it. So you just don't know. Your job is to educate everyone that you come into contact with. And through that education, they will self-identify. And don't try to identify them. Let them identify themselves. Okay? Zoom asks, for one of you who is a sponsor, a lot of people every week, I have a very big team. I'm very happy with my results, of course, but I want to go up and scale the business. I would like to recruit 5 to 10 people a week, but sometimes it's like I have no time. People to support Zoom, training, social media, website, new ideas, what to delegate first, where to put the focus on, and ignore the rest. Here's what I would say to Zoom or whoever that is. For top leaders, I would recommend that you have seasons of recruiting and then seasons of team building. You know, where maybe you go you bring in the class of 2020, but then you have team building efforts. There's lots of assignments. There's lots of leadership development that needs to happen. You're pulled in different directions. You're a third-party tool for other people. So it's not like you don't need to necessarily be the top recruiter every month in order to be the top earner. So yes, lead by example, but don't go down the recruiting rabbit hole and you don't build a team. So balance those things between recruiting and building a team. Cecil says, I've been in the industry for a long time and didn't follow up with prospects. How do I follow up since they're now like cold market? And right, I lost it. Because they won't remember me. Just say, hey, you don't remember me, but I see that we talked quite a while ago. What's going on with your life? Pretty simple. Or if you don't even know how you know a person, say, I see you're one of my friends. How did we become friends? Because I don't remember. Just ask them. Really simple. Just ask them. Even if anybody ever tell you go back and find your high school classmates or whatever, you ever do that? I did that early on in my career. I called them up and said, hey, I haven't seen you since high school, and your name popped up, and I thought I'd give you a call. What's new since that last day of school? What have you done? And just start a conversation. Okay. And again, you guys, you're putting your messages into the chat, or and the chat is great, but the Q&A, there's another Q&A section, and the Q&A section is where I'm answering the questions. Okay.
I offer a little tiny.
Because how many chats do we? We have 8 trillion chats. Go ahead, Jesse Lee. You get the last word, and then we'll close it up.
Okay, so the question before that, when somebody said something about when they're trying to build a business and they want to recruit and they don't know where to spend their time and energy, there's a really great example literally behind me right now. What can you outsource in your life? So like, I know you maybe want to take the 4 hours to decorate the Christmas trees, but you just said you're a top earner in your company. Why are you doing that? If you're watching and you saw a person come in, I literally live alone. That's my dog walker because my dogs need to be walked. I don't need to walk the dogs, right? What are the things in your life that you literally don't need to do and the things you literally do need to do? The best way to ask this of yourself is like literally get a pen and paper out. What needs my DNA and what doesn't? And stop doing the busy work that does not need your DNA. It's wasting your time. You probably need to run the Zooms. You probably need to make a phone call, whatever. But what are all the things that you're doing? Because it makes you feel productive, but it's not getting results, and make somebody else do that.
Love it. Ladies and gentlemen, we wanted to stay a little bit, quite a bit longer and give you some extra value today. Hope you got that value. We'll answer some more tomorrow and the next day and the next day and the next day and the next day. This training for me was super, super valuable. If you took some notes from this stuff, I promise you, your life's going to be better. You put these little ideas into place, everything will take care of itself. Go to virtualgopro.com, get your ticket, make sure that you do that. You're crazy if you don't. You'll get Jesse Lee's scripts, you'll get Pete's course, you'll get all the other bonuses. virtualgopro.com if you don't already have it. Tomorrow, Tom Chenault, Danian Fire, Stefani Legato, and Dean Graziosi. Plus, I'm going to teach you how to tell your story to all those people that you warmed up in your homework leading up to this. So congratulations on making it great. I'll see you tomorrow. We're just going to build from here. Have a spectacular rest of your day. Talk to you soon.